what's going on YouTube? T-Movies here, and here is my review for the new horror sequel, reboot, if you will, of Candyman. Now, I will say this right now. This is, of course, a non-spoiler review, so no spoilers here. And I gotta say, Candyman, well, I gotta admit, I know it was really fun. You know, like the gore effect, like, I love the gore in this. It had some really cool, kills in it. Not gonna spoil any of the kills, so. Yeah, and of course you got the lead actor Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I don't know, he was terrific. Now, if you guys don't really know much about it, actually it's more like, I guess you could say, if you would, it's a little similar to, what Blumhouse did with the recent Halloween movie, where it's more of a follow to the original. And so here, of course, takes place in present day, which is a decade after the last Cabrini towers were, torn down. And Anthony, who's now like this, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who is this painter, wants to like pretty much study on the Candyman lore and all. And so Anthony and his partner, played by Tanaya Ferris, who most recently played a grown-up Monica Rambeau on WandaVision, and she's going to be seeing the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels. They move into like this loft that is now that is now gentrified Cabrini, and so like a chance also encounter with an old pretty much an old timer that exposes Anthony to the true story behind Candyman. And of course, you guys know the story where if you say Candyman's name 5 times in the mirror, he pretty much comes out and kill you. Now, of course, you guys don't know much about the lore. Candyman was pretty much like this slave in like 18, can't remember the actual decade. I think 18 something or 60 something. But of course he ended up getting killed after dating this white woman, because of course back in the days that wasn't allowed. And so of course he ends up pretty much rising, and his spirit ends up getting revenge and all that. And now years later, like decades later, if his spirit's still around, and of course his arm ends up getting cut off as well, so hence why the hook. He was also covered in bunnies, which is why we see so many bees here. And so, yeah, I gotta say, this movie definitely is a really cool one. It's probably my third favorite horror movie of the year so far, right behind the recent 2 Fear Street films. Fear Street 1994 is my number 1 favorite, while 1978 is my second favorite. 666 is actually probably my 4th favorite of the year. But that aside, I thought this was like the violence of this thing. Candyman, I've always liked the Candyman character. He was never like on par as with, let's say, Jason or Freddy or anything like that. He wasn't on par with, like, let's say, Mike Myers. But I thought it was really interesting because, before like Candyman, you really never really had like a black horror villain. I guess you could count Black Love, but I'm talking about like a slasher villain. Like all the slasher villains that came before Candyman was usually pretty much white characters. So it's pretty, like, I found it interesting that they finally had like a black serial killer. So I thought that was pretty cool. And of course you had some other interesting cast members here too, like Coleman Domingo. He actually plays like this laundromat owner who had like experienced trauma that involved Candyman years ago. Like Coleman, I don't really watch Fear of the Walking Dead, but I have seen him in other stuff like that movie If Beale Could Talk, which also had Tanaya Ferris in it. And most recently, he was in that movie Zola. He was good in that. He's definitely a cool actor. Here, I thought like his performance in this film was pretty decent. Anyway, the film also has a really cool cinematography, cool lighting here. Really interesting story. Some others, it also has some really good humor, because the movie is also produced by Jordan Peele, so obviously you're gonna have the humor in this. And most of the humors are actually done by Tanaya Ferris' character's brother, who I know still lots of scenes here. I think the actor's name is Nathan Stewart Jarrett, if I'm not mistaken. He was actually really solid in this film. Now the movie is directed by Nia DaCosta, who, by the way, after this movie, she, after seeing this, what she did with this film, and of course that recent film, Little Woods, that she did, 2 years prior, I gotta say, I'm actually now interested to see what she's gonna be capable to do with the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel. Because if you guys don't know, Nia DaCosta, after Candyman, her next feature is of course the Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels, which of course also has Sanaa Faris in it. So I'm really curious to see what she's gonna be able to do with the upcoming Marvels, Captain Marvel film. But that aside, if you guys haven't seen Candyman, it is in theaters. Definitely give it a go. I mean, this movie, of course, has been delayed multiple times, and all because of the pandemic. Glad they finally got end up finally releasing it and everything. And also, it also has some other really interesting original Candyman characters as well that you'll probably know. Like, this definitely is a throwback to the original Candyman. I mean, Tony Todd, by the way, in the original Candyman is so iconic. Can't really say if he's in the film or not, but that aside. If you haven't seen Candyman, give it a go. It's a really good one. Anyway, let me lead you guys. Did you have a chance to check out the new Candyman? If so, what's up? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Were you ever a fan of the original Candyman? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Simmer sign.